Hi, Mike from the rural Montana family. It's another beautiful day here in rural Montana. It's a little warm. It's actually right at freezing right now. And it's been snowy all day right now, just very little light snowfall. It's been pretty heavy at times. I mean, we got about 3 or 4 inches today. But that can't hold us back from working on this. If you watched our videos, then you know we had a little trouble with the charging here. We couldn't charge at the Supercharger. If you haven't seen this video, make sure you go watch it. I'm going to put a link up here. And go watch that first so you know what's going on. But today we'll dig in and see if we can fix this. Well, first things first, in the Big Sky garage, obviously we got snow on it. If you don't remove that snow and you open the trunk, you will have it in the trunk. Now we have to access the charge port from in here, and it is behind here, so we gotta peel this panel here down. I think there's a push pin right here. A little dark in here. I think that's the only, is that the only push pin? We may actually have to remove this panel here too. Gotta see if I can get this part out under here, and then we can fold it down and get to the charge port. But before we start all this, we need to power down the car. So before we power down the car, what we want to do is we want to run all windows all the way down, or at least halfway down, because we need to be able to reach in case we close the doors, so we can manually release at least the front doors. And once the car is powered down, nothing will work again. So we need to make sure car is unlocked, windows are down. So let's do this right here, right there, front, rear. We'll just run all those windows down. So this way we have access to the car no matter what. We also need to open the frunk right here. Let's go pull that up real quick, because under here is the battery. There we go. Don't need pine needles here, so we will have to disconnect this right there. And now let's go back in here. So I will need access to the rear. So let's open these doors here. We need to actually get under the bench right here. And there's these little clips under here. You gotta feel them with your fingers. You just reach under there between the seat and the floor. It's kind of hard to show on the camera. So let me see here, where is it? Oh, there it is. Then we can pull them up. The buckle here. There we go. All right. So, all right. Here are those little things, these little levers that you need to find. So you just reach in there until you find them, pull on it and pull the seat up. And we actually will have to unhook something over on that side. But first we gotta keep going on the power down here. Let's go in here. And we're going to safety. Power off, power off. There we go. Now we need to go disconnect the 12-volt battery, and then we disconnect on the back seat. So, and obviously I should unplug it too. I mean, I want to work on the charge port, right? So we'll unplug this, put this up here, and these cables here, they get pretty stiff when it's cold out. Today it's not too bad, but usually we have them nicely coiled up, but there's only so much one can do. We need 10mm wrench. And get on here. There we go. Okay, got the negative disconnected. Now we'll go to the back here. That will shut the high voltage down. Right under here. We'll lift this up, and it's this plug right here. There's a little latchy thing there. There we go. And there we go. You could hear the clunk, and the lights went off. So now it's all disconnected and nothing here works anymore. That's why we ran the windows down. If I need to open this door, I can still reach in and manually release it. All the other doors are open. The front is open and the trunk is open. So now it's a matter of getting in here and getting this undone. So I brought my headlight. It's pretty bright outside, so it's tough to record in here. There we go, that's the one push pin. And I think that was it. Oh, up there is another one. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can get this out behind it. There we go. And we got the light right here. Let's disconnect it. And let's see here. There we go. Now we can, I gotta place the camera. Okay. Back here is my charge port. That plug is maybe, no, that should work. So, by the way, there you can see that a little better. Here, this tube right here, this down here is a drain tube. So, let me see, it's a drain tube, so if water gets into your charge port, it will actually drain out of this tube to the outside. That's what this thing is for. Now we need to see how this cover is attached and remove it. There we go, got the cover out. There's some dirt in here. So that's why there's a seal around this. This black thing is a seal, because basically it is from the outside open to here inside this cover. And if we look in here, well, it's a little hard to see in the light, but yeah, there's dirt and dust on there. So now we're looking at the charge port, and we need to find the lock that locks this thing, and the locking latch is on the bottom. So we'll be right down here, right there. This is probably the plug for that. So we need to remove, actually I'm wrong. This down here is the latch, because this here is the manual release. So this down here is the actual latch. So we need to probably remove these 2, 3 10mm bolts and pull this back, and then hopefully we can get that latch off the whole charge port. it looks like this little green push pin and that little green push pin are holding this whole thing in place. Looks like we can slide it off those, maybe, not sure. I guess I gotta play with it a little bit to figure it out. Problem found, I think, up there. There's another 10 millimeter there. I think that's what's holding the orange part in place. All right. So it looks like, I don't know if you can see that, let's see here. Up here, this I can't slide off. It's too close right there. Gotta see if I can maybe release that from the back side. It's got this square in there. Looks like it could slide off, but I don't know. Unless I could turn this somehow, it's not gonna slide off. So I gotta wiggle and tickle, see what I can do here. Alright. Got it out this far. So here we go. That is the charge port. That's just a scratch there. Thought that was a crack possibly. So this down here, there we can see the little latch. It's right there above my finger, and so I think we got to take these two off and get in there. All right, got a Torx. This is a T20. Here we go. So gotta unhook the manual release somehow. Interesting. And we got the plug. Alright, got the plug off. Let's see here. Huh. It's interesting. That doesn't really... Huh. Wonder if I have to press it off here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, this here is the latch. The whole thing. And we gotta pop that open somehow. And there is a one there, one here, I think, these three. If we can pop that open. Maybe. There we go. And down here. There we go. Oh, something snapped. Oh, the bottom snapped back here. Let's try this again. There. There we go. Nothing in there. I kind of expected this to be full of water because that's what we had a little over 4 years ago. That was full of water in here. Huh. So now this part here I can't open. This is solid. There's no screws or anything. That is weird. So I wonder if this motor is actually bad, which is not a good thing, because if this is bad, I don't have this. I was hoping for water in here, but that's not the case. This moves nice and free. And well, this is not bad either. Huh. Alright, that is too bad for me, because it seems like this may be the issue right here. That it just, something is not right in there. Interesting. So yeah, but anyway, if you can see this right here is a little pin sticking out. This little pin goes into that groove, so you can move this here forward and back. And in case this would be frozen, the motor can still move without breaking. I think it was pretty decent design, so except that it don't work. So I think I'm going to put the charge port back on without the lock installed. And since, I mean, we got, let's see here, we got this here, that's the manual release, which we just don't need to connect. We just have to connect the plug here again. Then the lock can do whatever it needs to do. I don't think there's anything that senses where the latch is, because all we got is this here. There is nothing on this end that has any sensing capabilities as far as I can tell. So if this can do whatever it needs to do, if this is not there, this may actually make it work so that we can charge that the car thinks it's plugged in. Obviously, you don't want to do that, because that would allow you to unplug while the charge current is flowing during supercharging, and that can be dangerous. So don't do that. Don't do what I do. I'm stupid, so that's why I do stupid stuff. But you don't do that. You go get a new one of those right away. And I'm gonna just put the charge port back in and then plug this in to the plug and see what it does. So I got it back in. Unfortunately, the camera died. The battery was at 90% when I started, but the cold here kills these batteries so quickly. But I got it in there. And here is, oops, right there is my plug. Let me see if we can get this here. And here is my latch. And let's see, plug this in just like that. All right, so now this got the flashlight on my head gets in the way. So here, got this plugged in. So this here is still open basically to the outside at this point. So there's water, moisture can come in here at this point, unless I put this whole big cover back on. But first I'm gonna power up the car. There's really nothing here high voltage wise that is exposed. Everything here, these are low voltage wires. So there's nothing open where I could get hurt on. So I'm gonna power this up and I'm gonna see how the charge port will act when I plug in. Oh, by the way, when I was installing this, one thing you wanna make sure is that you line it up out here, okay? If you don't line it up, then it's not gonna work so well. So these 3 or 4 bolts, actually, these bolts right there, they have a lot of wiggle room, so you can move that quite a bit. So yeah, let's get the car powered back up and see what it does. So we'll start here, plug this back in. Let's put that cover back on right there. We'll put the seat back in a little later. I'll do that off camera when I got 2 hands, since it's a little tricky to get those belt buckles in. Actually, you could have latched the belts in there and probably pulled them up relatively easy, but too late now. So now we need to come up here and reconnect this one. Put this back on and you could hear the car power up. And there's lights and all kinds of things going on. Let's tighten this. There we go. That's good. Got this tight. So you can see the lights are on. Let's go in here. Let's turn the headlight off. There we go. Step on the brake. And let's see. We'll wait for it to power up all the way. There we go. It's getting there. It takes a little bit, so you got to give it a little bit of time. It's just like starting up your computer. It's actually no different in here. There's a whole bunch of computers, just like in any car though. Just in other cars you don't really see what's going on because you don't have the big old screen that tells you what's going on. So I don't have my cell phone with me, so we gotta place the cart right here. Press the brake pedal again. There we go. And now we can throw the cart in the cup holder. Don't have to leave it laying there. All right, so we're powered back up. It wants to heat. We got a snowflake. It's a little chilly out. And it says it's 29 degrees, so we're just a little bit below freezing. Now let's go back here and we'll grab one of those. And gotta turn around here. There we go. That opens. I hear the thing. I hear this motor go. It went forward and it went back. Let's see what's going on here. We got blue. Where I heard the click on the charger. It's actually set to schedule. Let's see here. It is going right here. Okay, let's turn the schedule off. Let's hit start charging. Start charging anyway. There we go. So we're going here and we're blinking here, and our lock right here, our little latch thing, doesn't make no noise. So let's see if I can put the camera here with the light somehow. Now we need to have that the other direction. There we go. All right, now let's see, can I get a little closer? All right. Yeah. I think we're all right. You should be able to see it. So I'm gonna press the button. There it went. I'm gonna unplug. Charge port closed, latch closed. Just perfect. I'm gonna hit the button. Charge port opens, latch opens. I plug in, latch closed. So right now it works perfect. The only problem is I can pull the plug out without pressing. Oh, there it did something weird. Interesting. So, two options right now. I can leave it like this and live a dangerous life. Or actually there's three options. Or I can put this back on right now and see if it just works again. Or the third option is I can get a new part and then put the new part back on and go from there. So those are my three options right now. Since I'm cheap, I may just put it back on and see if it actually will work. See what happens. Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if this thing maybe has been the problem. If this got hooked somewhere and wouldn't work right. That could be too. This goes right up here. That is your, oh, you can't see that here. Right up here, there's the manual release. We don't have anything on there anymore. There was a little ring on there in the beginning, but that broke off, well, the first time that thing down there froze. So, it's too bad that this lock is attached from the other side, because that means I gotta take the whole thing back off to actually put it back on. So I may do that off camera, since it's a little tough with the camera right here. The camera is pretty much in my way to get in there real easy. So I might take that off, put it back on, and we'll go from there. All right, got her back in there, and I already tested it. It's actually functioning right now. It still does something a little weird after it actually latches when it starts charging it's like it wants to latch again. But that may be normal, I just may not have noticed that before. So let me see if I can get this light up here a little bit. So there we go. So what I noticed here, this cable was kind of routed weird. So right here, right there, that is where this here somehow, there's this little thing right here, this little black barrel that somehow needs to be engaged in there, and that cable here was somehow weird. And it's, I think it actually, there's this little thing under here, a little hooky thing right there, and I think this needs to be on that side. But so I haven't done anything with that, but this charge port was out before. The Tesla Mobile Tech took that out over 4 years ago and fiddled with that same latch I'm fiddling with today. And I wonder if the cable, this orange one here, these wires haven't been in there right ever since, and maybe got in the way of this whole thing here, of this whole mechanism here. But the manual release, and the manual release, possibly this here was hanging up somehow on that, causing all the issue. I'm not 100% sure, but so I'm gonna do, there's a little clampy thing there that I can pull off, and then hopefully reroute this here properly, get this whole thing in there the right way, and then we'll test it again and see what it does. All right, I'm pretty certain somewhere here was the cause of all this. I should have looked at that right off the bat. So this here, you can see there's a green dot on there, so that would go like right there, but it can't because this is broken off. So this little black barrel probably fell down and caused issues in here. I don't know if you can see that there. It could possibly hang up in there somewhere or get caught on the inside when the lever wants to move or something. So I think that is where all the issue is. So I'm gonna cut this black barrel off. Probably some side cutters maybe doing the trick. Get that off. This part here still did clip in there, so I think that should stay fine. In any event, this is just the emergency release, which well, up here we already don't have a pull on it anyway, but in the worst case I can do what I done right now, pull this cover down, pull this cover off, and get to it so I can actually move the lever manually. In the worst case, that is definitely possible. So, but really, we never really needed this release, and the only time we needed it, the latch was frozen, so the release, actually that's when this broke, because Tesla said use some pliers and pull on it, and there was this little ring, and so we hooked the ring and pulled by hand, and almost broke, and then he said put pliers on it, and we did, and it broke. So yeah, I'm gonna get this barrel out of the way and then put the white lever back on and test it again. All right, it's all back together. That little black barrel is gone now. That is how it's supposed to look like. Now we just got to see what it does when we press the unlock button on the charger. It's actually plugged in right now. So let me press the button here. There we go. I unplugged. And there we go, it latched again. So that's good. Now let's press the button. There we go. Plugged in. There did that weird little thing where it moved a little. Maybe it's just double checking to make sure it's really plugged in. Let's press the button, unplug. There we go. I think that was the problem down there, possibly, since there was no ice in this thing. And let's do this again. There it unlocks. It just doesn't pull back. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't think it probably ever did. But, well, it's working now. Let me plug in. There we go. There we go. I think it's good. I guess I will have to drive it to town and check it out at the Supercharger. All right, got it reassembled. I think it's still working. There we go, that part works. Sounded like it's all good. Maybe. It's going. It is charging. It's green. No weird noises. So reassembled all this. Just reverse order. Basically, to do all this, all I needed is this ratchet with an extension and the 10mm socket. I could have used this ratchet up front for the battery as well, even though I had a wrench there. One of those panel or push pin pulling tools that makes it easy to get in there and get those pins moved. And then I had the Torx T20 to take it off. So basically I'll probably throw these three here in the trunk, take them with me, and now I just gotta go to town and do some supercharging. And yeah, if that works, I should be back in business. So let's go to town. Here we are at the Missoula Supercharger. Now let's see if we can charge this puppy here. It opens. Plugged in. It's blue. Blinking. No unusual noises. Oh, maybe. Oh, still blue blinking. Can't wait. Let's see here. There we go. It's charging. It's green blinking. We're all good. Success. All right, let's unplug and try again. There we go. All right. So far so good. Don't hear any unusual noises. Seems to be just fine. Blue blinking. And we should be there any second. There we go. Perfect. I think we're ready to travel now. All right, that was a success so far. Since there was no water in there, I'm pretty sure it was that manual release that caused the issue. Just in case, I'm gonna carry the tools with me when we go on the next road trip, so I could undo this whole thing and do whatever needs to be done to make it charge at a supercharger. But I think the problem is solved. So in any event, please give us a thumbs up for this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos, and go down below into the description and click the link for the Redbubble store. Go check out our Redbubble store. We got all kinds of cool merch there, and we would appreciate if you buy something. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.